What's up, everyone? How are you? Out here in the sunlight,
am
doing my thing, the best junk removal, junk removal and hauling needs for residential and commercial. Out here in the Inland Empire in Southern California. It's a beautiful, sunny day. Yes, I'm also the music man, hip hop, electronica, rock music, love it all. And just out here and being positive, you know what I'm saying? Amidst all this sickness and all this hysteria and sadness and disaster, I'm just staying positive and getting some good sunlight while being active. And today, I hate to say that I even skipped my first meal. That's some things I have to get better at, which I'll talk about eating habits a little bit as far as another time. But for now, I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head, so I'm freestyling to y'all. But I wanted to talk about the turn of events and what's a possibility of what could happen. These are my visions, if you want to call them that. But when you do a lot of studying, you can kind of see how the chains of events have possibilities of going one way or the other. So my AI Wi-Fi brain is saying that the possibilities that come from research and observation would be that, okay, there's cycles to every crash of a system and reforming of a system. This would be done by what we'd call the elite, which have most of their influences through the banks and treasury and things like that. So it's been written before, and I've seen cycles before. I don't want to freak anyone out, but it seems to be that first, in every downturn when they're going to restructure, all right, there's always a deficit, okay? So it's created in the market. So the market crashes, they cause a depression in the economic system. Then after that, slowly but surely, you'll start to notice that all of your idols that inspire you and make you want to get up every day and smile and do all these things to be great, they start to die mysteriously, or they get discredited. So they're being disfranchised, and that's a word, disfranchised. I'd like to use that a few times, disfranchised, to stick that in your head, because that will be something that comes back up. But you'll notice that they begin to wilt away, and then after that, there'll be some sort of famine, okay? So because there's a shortage of resources, all right? Then a sickness usually breaks out, and this has happened. This is about the 4th time it's happened on the planet. And then there's some sort of a war, because it'll be, a rebuttal of this is the reason why all your resources are gone, and they'll try to send people out to, to be a distraction, really. But it'll be over policies, land, and taxes and things of that nature. It won't be about what they say. It won't be about freedoms and things. It'll be about economic and control gains. So with that, where we're at, if we had to go through that cycle, we've already gone through all of them except for the famine and the war. And and there's also interesting literature that has come up that was talking about the mark of the beast or whatever. I knew it was going to be some sort of nanochip ever since the 80s, because in the 80s they were really big on talking about nanotech and nanobots and stuff. So we knew that it would be something of that nature. Okay, so they're talking about that now. They're talking about either a bracelet or an injection or a chip, and all three of these are in use in different ways already. Don't mean to scare you, but it's true that stuff is already there. Now, from that, I'm going to give you my vision. I'm going to say this, that when this, because it'll I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. These things will determine whether you're sick or well, or a danger, a felon, or anything like that. So you can see how at a keystroke that your reputation could be discredited. A lot of glitches. So my vision is a lot of glitches will occur with the system, whether it's intentional or not. People will be outraged. They will feel it's an invasion upon their privacy and freedom. When this doesn't work, we will get down to the actual meaning in the speech that I fear from when you hear people like the powers that be right now that are in offices and such, and you hear them say, build a wall, and you get all this support with hype, but people don't really understand politics, and they say, yeah, we should build a wall. And we know that it's not practical to build a wall between nations without the support of the other nation. If you really pay attention to business and the way things work, that you have to have partnerships for those things. So what we're going to get into is the partition possibly could be put between the lower class, the poor, the homeless, and lower middle class. I believe that in this money restructuring, this value restructuring of the world, that they are seeking to cut their expenses, and so that means automating systems and cutting off the dead weight at the bottom that's holding them down. So they're gonna literally build a wall, possibly. I'm not saying it will happen, but it's a possibility that they will build a wall around the world. This will happen, that the upper class will be building walls between the middle and lower classes in order to exclude them from certain privileges and resources. You see that? So in a sense, I've already heard about systems where they want automated cars picking you up and taking you to and from your destinations, so on and so forth. So this X's out a lot of mom and pop shops, strip malls, things like that. It'll only be major corporations that can do big business with government for land and banks for the investment to turn that money around so the government can pay off debt and such like that. So, and build more structure in these localized governments. You see that? So you see where all the resources will already be predetermined. It'll be medical, just like it is now, biotech, nanotech, construction, education emphasized only in certain areas, so on and so forth. But yeah, they'll probably build a sort of an Elysium type structures everywhere where you'll have these cities above cities, and they'll be led to on pathways, and they literally will not ever deal with us, and so it'll be easy to disfranchise us and tell that portion of the public that we're uncivilized animals, undereducated, poor, dirty, filthy, full of disease, so on and so forth. So you could see, and that's my vision. So when this doesn't work is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say if it doesn't, I'm gonna say when it doesn't work, okay? Because that's what I'm gonna go out on a limb for everybody right now, that they're gonna put this in action. When they see that this doesn't work, they'll go to the extremes and they'll build walls between society and disfranchise the rest of us. Black, white, it doesn't matter. It's all about business and all about control, and who's going to have your back for that control. It's very political, aristocratic, and definitely pay attention to your economic systems around the world. Definitely pay attention to your history, because this has happened before, and keep your eye on the future, because from the present we're doing things that you wouldn't believe. So we've been doing them for over 30 years, 50 years, 60 years. So So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. Everybody keep your head up, and always take in that good soul food, nourish your soul, and always love and light to everyone. All right, peace.